Well, hello, fabulous people. We are doing another DIY project, and guess what we have here? We have a problem. This is actually kind of a normal thing. Remember that screw we picked up in the Jeep tower a while back? It was holding air okay. Well, it got to where I was having to put air back in it, and now it's completely flat. So we're going to remove the screw that's in this tire and replace it with a plug. I have the plugs, I have the glue, and I'm going to kind of run through it and show you guys that don't already know how to do this. It's a DIY. So we're going to get this, right now I've got it up on a jack, but I need to get a jack stand under there because I just don't trust jacks. I'd rather get it up under a jack stand, just so it doesn't drop while I'm repairing the tire, and then you have to lift it from the ground. Plus you can damage the drum too if it drops down on the concrete. So in order to do that, my jack stands are under my trailer back there, which I need to get to anyway. So I need to unload the motorcycle and get my jack stands from under the trailer because I use them to balance the trailer because it's a single axle. So I need to get one of those jack stands out so I can use it here on the Jeep, and that's what we're getting ready to do. Okay, I'll show you here. We got the jack stand under there with the hydraulic lift. Now we're near the maximum height on this hydraulic lift, but I got the jack stand under there to catch it in case it should fall. So we're in good shape here. And these lugs are splined, so it takes a special lug, which I have obviously. So it's a splined lug. This is just an anti-theft device thing. These are on here really tight because I've already tried to wrench on them. But I have an alternative plan. So let me set this tripod up because it's definitely going to take two hands. And I'll show you what I'm going to do here. For bolts that are too tight, let me try to get a good angle. I think that's a good angle. So this is not a full-size wrench here. These are cool though because you can collapse them and they fit nicely in my little stowaway in the back of the Jeep, and the floorboard in the back, it sits right in there. So this is what I use. Then you find the size that fits your lug the best. I think this is going to be it right here. Oh. Okay, this thing is like really tight. In fact, the wheel even wants to turn. So what I would do is get like some kind of leverage on that thing, and hopefully it doesn't break my bar. There it goes. We'll go ahead and break the... These got put on, Walmart put these on. They did a rotation for me with the sensors because I had one sensor that went bad. So I had to get new sensors put on. Damn. So I let them do it. And of course they put them on with an air gun. They don't need to be on that tight. But that's typically what the shops do, is they use the air guns. I just get a big wrench that'll fit over this and use it as a breaker bar. Ooh. Dang, this one's tight. There it goes. Woo! These do not need to be that tight. Okay. You could put an air wrench on this if you wanted to. I don't even know if I have one. I might. But there's only 5 lugs. It's not a big deal just to spin them off. By the time I get the air gun, find it, get it out, pump up the air compressor, I can have this already off. This tire's kind of heavy. Just pop the center out. And that's it. Now while you got the tire off, you might as well kind of inspect things. Make sure your pads are good and your rotors are good. Now what I'm looking for is the screw that I know I picked up because I've seen it. The big screw too, you can't really miss it. Where is it? There it is. See, hard to miss that big thing. So I'll roll this into the tool room over there and pull that plug out and then put some glue on it and put in a plug, and we'll have to air it back up and make sure it holds air. So I'll meet you over there. Okay, over here in the tire shop. It's a tire shop today, I guess. See if I can get a hold of this thing with some pliers. I don't know how easy this is going to be to get out of here either. Let's see. Grabbing some bigger pliers so I can grab a hold of it. And then what you want to do is roll it over onto it, get a leverage point and try to lift it. It's hard to get on this thing. It's kind of worn down below the tread line. Whew. Let me see. Have to outsmart this one. Got some needle nose, if that might help. I don't know. Let's see. If it's a screw, it might be able to just unscrew. Man, this thing is in there. I might have to lift up with the... Let me see. I've never had something this big in a tire before. A little crazy. I think it's coming. I set the pliers there for leverage. And I'm using 2 flat tip screwdrivers to try to just lift it up. See how I'm using those pliers there as a leverage? Kind of give me some leverage. There it goes. Yay! Wow. Wow, I'm kind of surprised that penetrated the tire. And that's a bolt. It's not even a screw. It's not pointed or anything. It just, I don't know how that even got in there. Bad luck, I guess. Freaking bolt. And I picked this up down at Eglin Air Force Base. I remember when I hit it. And it had been holding air, but not anymore. Alright, so now you can see the hole. It's a pretty good one. Right there. So, here's what you do. This is a really old kit, but it's a good one. It's got the reamer, and then it's got the thing, and it's got some plugs. And then rubber cement helps too. I have like some newer cement. So I bought that for the bike tires. This is older. I think I picked this up at an estate sale. It had some glue in it, but the glue's already been used. So here's some of the rubber plugs. Those are good. I like those. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this away. You see how yellow stained this is? This is so old. But I probably picked it up in an estate sale for $1 or something. And just these two tools right here are worth more than $1. And you can always buy these plugs separately. You can get 10 of these for $3 or $4, so they're not expensive. So first thing you need to do is rough up your hole. I've done this with the drill. Put a drill and go in and out with it, but I think with this one as big as it is, I can just do it by hand. So what you want to do is just you're reaming it, you're rounding it out. There's belts in there, you can hear the belts. You just want to get a good kind of a good surface, a round surface, so it'll plug better. There's no real amount of time you need to do this. You just do it until you get a, sometimes your air holes are really small, and so you're doing this to just make the hole big enough to take these plugs. So the reamer is more or less to size the hole to take the plugs. It's also good on the wire that's in the belt of this tire to kind of wear the ends down where they kind of broke, so that the plugs will go in there and not give you a whole lot of resistance. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense here. I've been putting off fixing this tire, and I came out to get the Jeep and I'm like, oh man, it was all the way flat. And I said, well, I guess I'll go ahead and change that. Get this fixed. It's not really a hard fix typically. The hardest thing is just you take the thing like so, and you put the rubber piece, there's a little notch there, and you rotate it in. And then some people don't even use glue. These are tacky and you just push them in, but I like to use glue. One, it makes it smoother, and then two, the glue will help seal the hole better too. So you just take the cement. This is slime cement, so this is actually made for tires, but it's for all rubber tires. I think I may have gotten this for the bike tires. But you just take the cap and turn it over and punch a hole in the top. Usually that's a very easy thing to do. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put a little glue in the hole. And you can't really put too much. I'm going to put a little on both sides here. Like so. All the way around. Get the cap back on there, because this stuff does dry up fast. And you kind of want to move quickly. You don't want to dilly-dally around. Push it in. There it goes. I'm putting a slight twist to it. Now what I've done is I've pushed too hard and pushed the plug all the way in the tire. You end up having to use another plug, because that plug goes, you don't want the plug to go all the way in the tire. Okay. And you start to slow down. I'm bracing my hand here so I can stop my other hand, so the plug doesn't disappear into the tire and go all the way down. So you want to push it in about that far, and then pull it out in a twisting motion. Like so. That looks pretty good. And that's to come in with a knife and go sideways, I will. I wanted to see if these would cut flush better than a knife. Well, I heard something cut. Yeah, it kind of cut. I don't want to pull it because I might pull it out. Yeah, I could hear it cut. It did pretty good. I still don't want to pull on it because I'm just going to get a blade. I don't want to take a chance of pulling that rubber out. Let's see. Take a pair of pliers and don't pull on it too much. And I'm going to try to cut it actually below the tire tread a little bit. Oh, that one came off. There we go. That way when you're back on the road and the road is going over this, it's not going to dislodge your rubber. I think it'll be fine right there. And what these will do, these will flatten out and kind of help to plug the hole more. And that glue is setting up. Usually I don't have a problem with these. I've never had a repair with these that didn't work. And there's not a lot of tire pressure on these big tires. I think it's around 50 pounds of pressure I put in them. So that's not a whole lot. So now I'll get the compressor plugged in and we'll go over there and fill it with air and see if it holds. But that's a pretty easy fix. These are all the tools that you need for this repair. That's all you need right there. And you can get these in a kit. Or you can buy them separately. You can get the glue separate, you can get the patches separate. And I may have a couple sets of these. I just grabbed these because I happen to remember where they were. I'll probably put these in a bag later and hang them on my board so I have them. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wheel this tire next door and we'll put some air in it. And make sure it holds. Let's hope it holds. Cross fingers. Okay, we got the air compressor pumped up. Now once I start removing air from the compressor, it's a very small compressor. It's a pancake compressor. But I brought it from Florida. I didn't bring my big one. I ended up selling that to Rex at the campground. He got a great deal on that stuff we left behind. I wish we knew we were going to buy another place because I certainly would have kept a lot of that stuff. Like the chainsaws I would have kept. The air compressor. Possibly the lawnmower. A lot of cool stuff that he got. He got a good deal on. Anyway, so back to our regularly scheduled program here. So it's very important to keep tire stem caps on your vehicle because it keeps your stem clean. One of the failures of many tires is the valve stems. And if you're losing these caps, go get some new ones because they're worth it. Just a simple cap's fine. Some caps have the tire pressure monitoring system in them. They have little batteries and they send a signal. But the Jeep has it has a tire monitoring system on it, which is kind of weird that the newer motorhome does not. I had to install one. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put some air in this. And you can see the patch is right up here. Now what I'll do, I'll show you. Let me get some air in here first. By the way, if you're buying tire gauges, these are awesome. It's a manually operated gauge. It's not digital. It's manually operated. So when air passes through the chamber, it registers on this thing. And this is all brass. I bought this up in Fairbanks, got a good deal on it, and I've had it ever since, and I love it. And it's extremely accurate and reliable. So I put about, I think it's 49 to 50 pounds of air in these tires. And when you let the trigger go, it gives you a reading. We're not even on the meter yet. It's got 35 pounds in it. And what I typically do is I just take some spit and put on there. Rub it around. If you got a leak, it'll bubble. You'll see it spitting bubbles. You guys see that? I know, gross. Hey, it works. It's field expedient, military people would say. It's something you do in a haste. But you could get some soapy dishwashing detergent, Dawn, and put it on there. And that works great too. But it's not necessary to do all that. And I can just check it with some bubbles. But it looks like it's holding air. At 35 pounds, it's holding air. Get this thing up to 50. We're almost at 40. 50 pounds right there. No leak, we're good to go. We'll go ahead and get this put back on. This tire is pretty heavy, so usually what I do, let me cut that air compressor off. This tire is heavy. Sometimes I'll just try to lift it from here, but it's hard on your back. If I have to, I'll sit down and use my legs and lift it. But let's see, I only got the one tire to do. Oh, don't forget to put the center cover back in there. If you do, you end up taking it off again. Trying to see if they line up. I might just sit down and do this because I know it's going to be easier on your lower back. Whew. Easier to lift with your legs. Plus you can see where the bolt is. There we go. That's the easier way to do it. That doesn't hurt your back. I start these by hand just so I don't cross thread them. And you put your lug on there. First I'm just doing them hand tight. And you want to put them on in a crisscross pattern like so. The reason for that is so you put the tire on evenly and you don't cock the tire, and you might, you could possibly get the tire put on there crooked if you do one all the way down, all the way down, all the way down like that. So you normally want to cross them and do a little at a time. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing this by hand, basically until it stops spinning. Maybe a couple more turns, and then just jump over to the next one. I remember changing tires on that truck I had at the campground a lot, and it was 8 lugs. And I didn't like doing that. Those tires were really heavy. These don't need to be overly. You should actually put them to a certain foot-pound spec, but if you put them on as hard as you can with your hands without leverage, that should be more than tight enough. And I go back over them just to make sure I got them all tight. I think we're pretty good. Give it a little wiggle. Sounds good to me. And the hardest part is getting up. Okay. First off, let's see if I can pull the jack stand out. And there you go. And that completes a tire change on a 2014 Jeep Wrangler. 2-door Sahara. That doesn't matter. I don't really like these big Baja tires. They might look cool, but they're a lot of wind drag and a lot of tire drag. So when I do wear these out, I do want to get a little thinner, slimmer, more for rain and snow than snow and mud. These are more for mud and snow. So they don't make noise. Really, they're not that bad. And they're kind of worn down. But it would create less drag and give me better fuel mileage in the motorhome if the tires were a little more like highway tires with a little bit of off-road capability, but nothing like this. So anyway, that's my plan one day. Well, thanks for joining me on another DIY as we get it done here at the cabin.